Hello everyone, my name is Malika and today we will be learning about the pendulum wave, how it works and its model. We'll require a thread, some steel rods, a wooden base or any kind of base, some scissors and scales for measurement, and bolt nuts. With the help of the thread, we will be tying the rods in a manner that it forms a stand for the pendulum. We will be requiring pair of stands on which we will be placing our pendulum. We will now take our bolt nuts and a thread or a string to which we will tie our nuts and make a pendulum. With the help of a scale or a measure tape, we will be now measuring our threads before tying to the nuts. We will be using this formula that is put up on the screen, where L is the length of the pendulum, G is the gravity that is 9.8, T max is the time we need our pendulum to be working. This time is divided by 2 pi, that is 3.14. The K is the spring constant. The spring constant is what we need to find. The N is the number of the string, which is then finally added by 1, which is then whole squared. Now that we have our formula, we will be taking one length followed by increasing the length of our pendulum and making it as a bunch of pendulums. We need to tie the threads very tightly so it is not loose and it does not fall while moving the pendulum. We will now take some rubber straws. I took one from my craft box. With the help of an opener, we will slit these rubber straws in a straight path. Now let's cut these slitted straws in some small pieces according to 1 centimeter measurement. Why are we cutting these into small pieces? When we apply this to our rods, it will help to secure the pendulums and not mix with each other when they are moving. This is the base now I've made finally using a cardboard box cover. I used M-seal to secure the rods in a position where I can place another rod on which I will be attaching my pendulum strings. Tie around the rod 2 to 3 times so that it is stiff and does not move from the rod. Also, tie the threads tightly so that they do not misplace from their position. Cut out the extra thread so that it does not come into the motion. Likewise, tie all the pendulum strings. This is how it will appear from the front and from the side. How does this pendulum wave actually work? It is a physical effect based on a series of independent pendulums that are finely tuned relative to their oscillation periods. Each pendulum has a different suspension length and thus different oscillation frequencies. The longest pendulum makes a certain oscillation per minute and each following shorter pendulum completes one more oscillation per minute than the previous one. This causes the pendulums to dance in waves. The oscillation period of a simple pendulum depends not on its mass but rather on its suspension length. When we tilt the pendulum out of its position of equilibrium, it acquires a potential energy. When released, it begins to move as gravity acts on it, completing an arc directly proportional in length to its suspension length. You might be wondering who discovered this pendulum. Well, Galileo Galilei. Yes, once he was in church and observed a lantern moving through and fro. He was mesmerized to notice that this lantern moved in a manner similar to that of his own heartbeat. He finally researched on this topic and named this term as a pendulum and oscillation. We see pendulum in our daily lives in clocks and also rides in the amusement parks. Let us now enjoy the final show of this pendulum wave. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.